Hi, I'm Maddie Caffrey. I play guitar in the Callous Daoboys. I've been playing guitar for 10-ish years, I guess, give or take. Yeah. Ooh, my first experience hearing a guitar, probably Green Day. I was like a diehard Green Day fan when I was a kid. I was around when they were putting out like American Idiot, and I thought that was like the coolest thing ever. I also still think he's a pretty genius guitar player for like he can do so much with a power chord. So that's probably my first memorable experience with a guitar. First time I played, so okay, I tried to learn how to play guitar when I was 14. I tried to take some lessons. I tried to teach myself a little bit and learn how to read tabs, but I couldn't really fully get it. So I would learn some Green Day songs. I think I learned a couple My Chemical Romance songs or like Misfits songs. Um, and but it wasn't until I met our vocalist Carson when I was 18, and I owned a guitar, but I didn't like confidently know how to do anything. And him and I just had all the same music in common, and he was like, "I'm just gonna teach you how to play guitar so we can be in bands together." So that's like I say 10 years because I didn't really learn how to like actually play guitar until I was like 18 and I met him. So yeah. Oh, that's such a big question. I think I'm not like I think I'm not confident enough to be like a front person. So like I love guitar because it's loud. Yeah, I really love guitar because it's loud, because it's like it feels like it just takes up the whole room. It feels like uh it feels very freeing to get to perform with it. I love playing with other people. I love playing with my band. I love getting to be a piece of what we do. And yeah, that that should be an easier question to answer. My relationship to guitar now, I think it's cool like how much more you can sink your teeth into, how much more you can learn. Like you think that like I only ever learned stuff that I feel like I need to learn or like want to learn and whatnot. But like the more I grow with music and grow as a musician, I find that there's like different things that I want to learn, different things that feel important for other things, and uh, I I think that's been my new relationship with it. I think is knowing that there's no point that you can ever hit and feel satisfied with it. There's also like my big thing with guitar is I love any kind of character in somebody's playing where like you can tell that they're the ones that played it. And sometimes that comes down to like very slight flaws and things. I think my bandmates would tell you that like if I play a panic chord, I'm gonna like bend it ever so slightly. And like, sometimes it's not what you need, sometimes it is. And but sometimes I'm like, that's just, you know, that's my playing it and I know that at the end of the day. Hmm. I know these are very like deep questions. I'm sorry. I'm also hearing like all the other conversations that I've like is like scrambling my brain. I, I mean, I think music in general has just given me everything. Every single person that I know and love knows how to play guitar. I think more importantly than anything, like I've connected with so many people about it. Like I like trying to teach myself guitar when I was a teenager, couldn't figure it out because I just wasn't around other people that like knew how to play guitar. And then when I met my bandmates and everything, and they, you know, taught me how to play guitar, and they still do. Like, when Dan joined our band, like he taught me so much. He still does every day. Like him and Carson are like world class players, and there's always like something new to work on. But also just like before Dan joined the band, him and I would just like sit around and play like System of a Down songs together because we were roommates. And like I think about just like how fun that was and how like we still sit around and do silly stuff like that, and like we'll learn Every Time I Die songs together. And like I love how much it's like brought me to all the people that are close to me in my life. Oh my god, this is like making me cry a little bit. Like that's like I'm just like thinking about that. Oh man. And I've had a crazy day. It kind of bums me out, I guess, that there's not more women doing this. I'm really lucky that I get to be in a band with my bandmate Amber, and like her and I, you know, always got each other's backs. I always, you know, I never have to feel like I'm the only girl in a room. Not that I care. Everybody should be a little bit more scared of me than I am of them, but that's beside the point. But yeah, I think sometimes it gets a little bit intimidating, especially when, you know, we kind of drift between like being a metalcore band and being like on the prog rock side or the artsy kind of thing. And there aren't a lot of girls that make this genre of music. I mean, there's definitely a handful that I look up to and that are fucking awesome, and always want to see more. I think like in our early days, like as we were coming up as like a local band and whatnot, you know, we were around a lot of like screamo bands and metal bands and stuff, and like those sometimes had more women in them, or at least like queer people and stuff, and like we never had to feel like the odd ones out or anything like that. And I think a lot of elements of us being like a local band let us build up a lot of confidence that now we can like go out into the world and we are ourselves, no matter what that means. And I don't feel worried about that anymore or anything. But yeah. Because the answer is like, well, yeah, like I've sacrificed a lot in my life, I think, to play our music, as silly as it is. But like, there's been times that I have overdrawn my bank account. I've been late on my bills, worked the extra shift, did whatever because I was trying to get us gas money to the next thing, or fix the van, or get a new guitar, buy a pedal, or whatever, just to like, you know, I've put everything into this, and so have my bandmates. And I think if I were to say like any specific moment that is like, there's lots of touring will fucking put your back against the wall, and then you got to go up there and smile and still play your set, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I don't care. I know that I love this, and I know that I love doing this, because even on the like absolute shittiest days of doing this, like crowd hates you, you stiffed on pay, van breaks down, like you have all the technical difficulties in the world, like I still just, I love playing music. I love performing live. I love my bandmates. I love that we get to do this in any kind of capacity. So yeah. Have you ever wanted to stop playing? I don't think so. I think if anything, there's a lot of so I do have to stay pretty well practiced to play our music. And I think there's just lots of moments where I'm like, there's a lot of different genres that I think I want to do, and I don't have the time in the day to hit them all and whatnot. So I don't think there's ever been a time that I've ever wanted to like stop playing music. It's more that I'm just like, all right, I gotta sit down and practice for 4 hours, and I'm like, I'm doing my drills, I'm hitting my reps on everything, but I'm like, oh, I kind of want to like I want to learn how to like play country music a little bit more, like, you know, play like indie rock stuff here and there or whatnot. Like I don't think there's ever been a time that I'm like didn't want to play music. I think I think there's just a bunch of stuff I don't get to do, but that's one day I'll get there. That's like, but yeah, if this isn't, you know, what it is forever and whatnot, which like no one's promised this or anything, I definitely would find myself just playing something else if it wasn't the exact thing that we're doing. But yeah, first and foremost, it's my bandmates. They're my family. They're like, we've all been attached to the hip for years now. I love them so much. They all work really hard. They are all the most talented musicians that I know, and I know that I need to show up like my absolute best, because they're already the best even without trying. And yeah, that's the main thing. I think I like, you know, I have a handful of guitar heroes that I look up to, and I'm like, I want to be like them or whatever. But like, I think at the end of the day, like, it's my bandmates that I love them. I want to keep doing this with them forever, and Yeah. Oh my god, I'm like literally this. Okay. If I could go back and tell myself 10 years ago, like anything, it would just be to practice more. It's just like practice a lot more, like really learn stuff, like actually sit down and practice, like, and also learn how to practice by myself. I think in the beginning, like, it was just because I would hang out with Carson all the time and he would just, that's all he would do is play guitar. So I would just play guitar with him. And um, I think I was very, like, didn't want to play by myself as much. And I didn't have the confidence to play by myself. And I think if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be to try to, like, build up my own confidence as a guitar player. Like, really just drill things more. 10 years ago, I didn't have to pay my own bills. I definitely had more free time, so I should have been practicing a little bit more. But yeah, that's the main advice for me 10 years ago. Why guitar? Because it's the loudest thing up there. It is fucking badass, and it's awesome. And you could play by yourself, and it's awesome. You could play with another guitarist, and it's awesome. You can play with 3 other guitars, and it's fucking awesome. Like, that's why guitar. I think it's, if you don't have a voice to speak for yourself, you can always do it through guitar. Like, um I think that's why guitar. It's fucking cool. Like what attracted me to it was like watching guitarists growing up, that I just, like, I thought they looked cool. I thought they were awesome. And I loved the idea of jumping around and being loud on stage. And the fact that I get to do that is a dream come true. Like, it's amazing. I love it. That's why guitar.